Hi there, it's Jennifer. Are you ready to study grammar with me? I know some of you don't exactly get excited about grammar. It's kind of like my kids going back to school. They know they have to, but they're not overly happy about it. It's late August, so the summer is ending, and I'm a little sad, but we made some good memories. Truthfully, I'm looking forward to the fall. Of course, I will miss a few things about summertime. I'll miss sleeping in because I enjoy waking up at 8 or 9 rather than 5 or 6 in the morning. But the fall brings new activities. My son will be on a new hockey team, and my daughter will continue to play soccer. I plan to go to their games and cheer them on. Did you catch any of the verbs I used? Listen again. Miss sleeping in. Enjoy waking up. Continue to play. Plan to go. How do I know when to use a gerund and when to use an infinitive? This is something you have to learn through practice. We have two basic groups of transitive verbs. Those are verbs that take an object. There are verbs that are always followed by a gerund. For example, miss doing something, enjoy doing something. Then there are verbs that are always followed by an infinitive. For example, plan to do something. Then we have verbs that can be followed by either a gerund or an infinitive. Continue is a good example. There's no real difference in meaning between these two sentences. My daughter will continue to play. My daughter will continue playing. Then we have a small group of verbs that can take either a gerund or an infinitive as the direct object, but the meanings change. For example, remember doing and remember to do have different meanings. I cover these verbs in another video. As I said, learning the patterns comes through practice. You won't be able to memorize all the verbs that follow a pattern in a single day. You can use this lesson to guide your studies. If you like the way we practice grammar today, you can do similar practice tasks on your own or with a study partner. There are many grammar charts online and in textbooks. Find a grammar chart for gerunds and infinitives. Select 5 to 10 verbs that only take a gerund, and then 5 to 10 verbs that only take an infinitive. Write these verbs on cards and then mix those cards up. Then try to sort those verbs into two groups. Let's try this together. Sort these 10 verbs with me. Appreciate. Admit. Consider. Afford. Hesitate. Promise. Avoid. Refuse. Offer. Suggest. Next, make up a story using each verb. One sentence for each word card. The verb on the card must be followed by a gerund or an infinitive. Here's a model. I admit having the desire to join a circus.
I considered trying out to be the clown.
But someone suggested I should be a trapeze artist.
I avoided that person because I didn't want to do the trapeze. I want to be a clown.
So you avoided talking to that person?
Yeah.
Okay, you avoided talking to the person. Okay. I also couldn't afford to get injured.
I hesitated to be a trapeze artist because a lot of people were already signing up for it.
So the owner of the circus offered to make me an acrobat.
He promised to pay me $10 more than everyone else. So I decided to be the acrobat.
I refused to be the acrobat unless I got a really cool costume.
The guy came back to me and he said that he would give me a really cool costume, and I appreciated having the opportunity, so I decided to be the acrobat.
Cool. Let's sort another group of verbs, and you can create your own short story in the comments. Arrange, manage, agree, recall, threaten. Here's another activity, Q&A. Again, here are some verbs to sort. Feel like, risk, deserve, attempt, prepare, dislike, deny, imagine, struggle, intend. Again, if you're studying on your own, check your work after you're done sorting the cards. Note any mistakes and then mix the cards up again. Work with the partner and take turns asking questions. When it's your turn, take a word card from the pile. Your question must use the verb on the card. That verb will be followed either by a gerund or an infinitive. Here's a model. Are you prepared to go back to school?
No, I am not prepared to go back to school.
Okay.
Do you dislike going to the beach?
Sometimes, yes. I dislike getting sand in my clothes. Would you risk falling by walking across a tightrope?
Do I have something underneath?
Would you risk getting injured knowing there's nothing underneath?
No. Do you deserve to go across the world?
I don't know if I deserve to go, but I want to go. I think I deserve to go at least to one more country. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Do you deny eating lots of chips?
No.
You can't deny eating that many chips.
Can you imagine not having the internet?
Yes, and it would be very difficult. I don't want to imagine living without the internet. Do you struggle to eat healthy foods, to have a healthy diet?
A little. Would you attempt to go skydiving?
No, I would not attempt to jump out of a plane, even with the best parachute ever. Do you feel like going out for ice cream later?
It's too cold outside. Do you intend to have more time with Percy?
Yes, I intend to spend more time with our dog. Let's talk about other patterns. Go plus a gerund is used for many recreational activities, especially outdoor activities. I like to go bowling with my kids. Both of my kids have gone rock climbing. If you watched my summer vacation video, then you know my family went horseback riding and snorkeling in Hawaii. What kinds of outdoor activities do you enjoy? Do you go fishing, hunting, hiking, or camping? Remember that gerunds behave like nouns. That means that gerunds can be objects of prepositions. Here are 3 patterns we use with a preposition followed by a gerund. Verb plus preposition plus gerund. Noun plus preposition plus gerund. And adjective plus preposition plus gerund. You can use my playlist on prepositions to review common collocations, such as complain about doing something, apologize for doing something, a reason for doing something, an alternative to doing something, be good at doing something, be proud of doing something. When you review these kinds of patterns, don't just study them, practice using them. Create your own examples. There are also patterns you can learn with infinitives. For example, verb plus object plus infinitive. Listen to my story and try to identify that pattern. Once upon a time, there was a king who grew easily bored, so he hired different people to entertain him. He paid them a lot of money to sing, dance, and tell jokes. He ordered a juggler to juggle different objects every day. He expected all these entertainers to be very creative. Unfortunately, he was rarely pleased. Did you catch the pattern? Here are the verb phrases I used. Hired different people to entertain. Paid them a lot of money to sing, dance, and tell jokes. Ordered a juggler to juggle. Expected all these entertainers to be. There are more than a dozen verbs that follow this pattern. I'll tell you just a few more. Perhaps you might use these verbs to continue the story. If you do, post your story ending in the comments. Persuade, teach, assist, convince. What do you think eventually happened to the king? Well, here's one possibility. Listen for my use of infinitives as I continue the story. The sad truth was that the king's ability to be bored and disappointed was always greater than the entertainer's ability to please him. Then one day the king made the decision to have a grand ball for everyone in the kingdom. The villagers were delighted to be invited. At the ball, the king met a young lady who was destined to change his life forever. Through her charm, beauty, and keen intelligence, the king realized that what he lacked all his life was the love of an amazing woman. Thankfully, he wasn't too proud to admit this. In fact, he was very eager to demonstrate his feelings and win her heart. The two were wed and lived happily ever after. The final patterns to note are noun plus infinitive, ability to be bored, ability to please, decision to have, and adjective plus infinitive, delighted to be invited, destined to change, proud to admit, eager to demonstrate. Look and listen for patterns around you, in the news, in movies, in books, and in conversations. The first step is to recognize these patterns and become familiar with them. Then you start to use them. With practice, those patterns will become part of your everyday communication in English. Well, there's certainly more to talk about, but we'll end here for now. If you found this lesson useful and you'd like more practice with gerunds and infinitives in the future, please like this video. As always, thanks for watching and happy studies. Become a member of my learning community. Click the join button to become a member of my YouTube channel, English with Jennifer. You'll get a special badge, bonus posts, on-screen credit, and a monthly live stream. Note that YouTube channel memberships are not available in every country at this time. Join me on my YouTube community tab for posts and announcements. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That way you'll get notification of every new video I upload to YouTube.